Hey guys, so today I have swatches of the ILNP Fairy Forest collection for spring 2023. There are 6 polishes in this collection in a mix of finishes. These are all available right now, so I will link the ILNP website down below and I'll get into the swatches. The first polish is called Up Above, and this is described as a pastel blue creamy jelly with color shifting iridescent flakes and a touch of holographic sparkle. So that baby blue base in here is very sheer. The iridescent flakies stand out pretty well, and they have a really cool, very soft, like delicate look when they're up against that creamy jelly baby blue base. This started to build up a bit on that second coat, but it was still pretty sheer. And I am using a really light hand here, and I'm trying to put the least amount of pressure possible on the brush so that I don't create any streaks. This is relatively even on its own, but I still do want to be careful. This covered pretty well for me in 3 coats. The color built up nicely. I did have a little bit of nail line showing, but it wasn't really enough for me to worry about. If you have longer nails or a wider nail line, that's going to be more obvious. So that is 3 coats of Up Above. The next polish is called Pixie Party, and this is described as a dainty pink jelly with strong green shimmer, center, and radiant holographic sparkle. So the pink jelly that serves as the base for this color is very sheer, but you do still get a good amount of coverage out of those shifty, shimmery elements and that holographic sparkle that's in there. This actually built up really well for me in 2 coats. I went into this fully expecting to need 3 coats of this polish, but I was really happy with the coverage that I got in 2. You could still see a little bit of nail line from some angles, but it was really hard to pick out. I actually wore this one this week. I don't wear polish super often, but this is one that I really wanted to wear. So that is 2 coats of Pixie Party. The next polish is called Clover, and this is described as a juicy pear green jelly with scattered holographic. This is another pretty sheer jelly base. The color goes very, very yellow-green once it's over the pink of my nail bed. There are a decent amount of holographic flakies in there, and this does build fairly well as far as flaky density goes on that second coat, but it is still pretty sheer. You can see a lot of my nail line. So after 3 coats, there was still a lot of nail line visible. You are going to lose a little bit of that under those holographic flakies, but it's definitely still there. And with longer nails and a wider nail line, it will be even more obvious. But you can see that sheerness on most of the pictures on their website, so it's not like they're trying to hide anything. So that is 3 coats of Clover. The next polish is called Fairy Dust, and this is described as a violet jelly with intense orange sparkle and added holographic magic. Also a very sheer base color, but decent coverage from the shimmer and those holographic elements, and I really, really loved that red shifty shimmer in here. Despite being pretty sheer on the first coat, this also covered well enough for me in 2 coats. There is definitely still some nail line there. It's a little more obvious on camera than it was in person, but I was fine with this in 2 coats. You can really only see that nail line from certain angles, but if you want to cover that up, you will want a 3rd coat. So that is 2 coats of Fairy Dust. The next polish is called Fawn, and this is described as an earthy brown magnetic with copper shimmer, copper flakes, and silver flakes. This one is a little bit sheer on the first coat, but really not too bad. It has a nice, strong magnetic effect, and there is a little bit of nail line showing still on that first coat after that magnet pulls most of the elements to that straight line. This covered completely for me in 2 coats, maybe a little bit of nail line from certain angles, but it was not enough to worry about a 3rd coat. What I really like about this is those little extra flakies that aren't magnetic, so that that space away from that magnet line still has something to it. I have other magnetic polishes that once you magnetize them, the rest of the polish just goes really, really sheer, and I don't really care for that. So I like that this has something extra in that space. So that is 2 coats of Fawn. The next polish is called Enchantment, and this is described as a rich teal magnetic balanced with dazzling blue shimmer and holographic microflakes. Okay, so I actually forgot that this was magnetic when I first started swatching it, which actually worked out because you can kind of see what it looks like unmagnetized, but once I started putting it on and saw the coverage and the finish, I got suspicious that this might have been magnetic, and I forgot about it, and it was. Great coverage on this, really strong magnetic pull. This did cover completely for me in 2 coats, and it has those nice holographic sparkles and those other flakies to kind of fill in that extra space after the magnet does its thing. So that is 2 coats of Enchantment. So I have two favorites here. I really like Fairy Dust. I love that orangey red shifty shimmer, and I always like seeing it in any kind of blue or violet base. I just really like the combination of those two colors and the contrast between them. And I also really like Pixie Party. I mentioned that I wore this one this past week. Didn't really want to take it off, but kind of had to get other swatches done. And again, I really like the contrast between that pink base and that really shifty green shimmer. So that is the ILNP Fairy Forest collection for spring 2023. Again, I will link the ILNP website down below where you guys can check those out. I will have a normal intro for you guys for the next video. I just haven't had time to do the whole song and dance lately. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later.